Sounding good, Al. Come in and we'll take a listen, then we'll call it a night.
Okay, coming in.
Oh, but don't shut the door when you come in because I broke the handle.
Okay.
Hey, yeah, let's take a listen. Oh, don't shut...
Shh. Whoops.
Uh-oh. How are we gonna... Have you got your phone?
No, it's in the live room.
There's this old studio intercom. Should I see if I can get it working?
Yeah, give it a go.
Lots of carbon scoring on here. Seen a lot of action. Oh, here we go.
Hello? Hello? Anyone?
Is anybody there? Can you hear me?
Hello?
Hello? Hello?
Mister?
Gosh, icky adult contemporary rock. Ugh.
Justin Bieber, really?
Boring.
Ayo! Yes, what's this? Change the channel!
Oh, just our luck. Nothing on the radio today.
Yeah.
Oof.
Tomboy T Rod should be on the radio. This is as embarrassing as a PRC taking a shit in the public.
That's right, our no holds barred fortnightly podcast with a whole load of geek and humor thrown into every episode should be on air, Raven. Instead, what do we get? We get this.
I know! After all, we are Asia's biggest and only all-female English comedy chat podcast. Only one.
Hey, what's happening? What the hell? Come on! What's going on?
Oh, the signal's gone nutters again.
Hello? Anyone?
Oh my god, Raven, did you hear that? See, it's a band on the strand.
Huh?
A stranded band, silly. Just trying to be cool.
Help!
We're locked in the studio. Get us out.
Hold on! Tomboy Tirad is on the way! We're sending a locksmith, okay? Hold on!
Help! Anyone out there?
Okay, hello? Hello? Dumpling locksmith? Okay, we got an emergency in LA with a band. They are locked in the studio.
Guys, don't worry. We've got you covered. A locksmith is on his way, okay? Yeah, hold on. Breathe. Yes. Meanwhile, let me adjust the static here so I can hear you loud and clear. This is going to be a long day.
So let me go home, so let me go home.
Okay, I finally managed to tune into the right frequency to do some decent communication with DeLuca. No thanks to those yelping dogs earlier on.
Thank goodness! Meanwhile, let's just tell the audience about our guest, DeLuca, shall we, Persis?
Yep. And, well, listeners, in case you haven't heard, DeLuca is a British indie rock and new wave band originally hailing from Birmingham. And they got together in 2004 and eventually they packed all that grey and gloomy weather in the UK for more grey and gloomy weather in Brooklyn, New York.
Before moving out to the sunnier skies of LA. Hello guys! How are you?
So you guys are doing a little bit of the gypsy traveling caravan thing, right? So how's it been so far?
Yeah.
It's been pretty good. I guess but the nature of being in a band is that you're nomadic. You're always moving and traveling and playing your music. But it's been pretty fun. We've moved a lot. We like to move from coast to coast and country to country, but it's been good to us.
I think we're going to stay here.
Oh, you're not going to stay there?
We are. I think we've settled in LA.
We've settled.
We're happy with the palm trees and the sunshine.
That's nice.
Yeah. Okay, so I will get to talking a bit more about the band and your musical journey in a bit. for now, how can we find you on social media as well?
We're on all the socials.
Got it all
the
covered.
time.
So you got everything covered, like Instagram.
Everything is covered. Facebook.com. Yeah, it's pretty much everything /DeLuca apart from Instagram.
Just DeLuca official.
Yeah, Instagram's DeLuca official.
Yeah.
How did you guys come up with the name in the first place? Like, DeLuca is a very unusual name.
Well, when we were trying to brainstorm a name, we were just like, how about the character Kit DeLuca from Pretty Woman? So it's basically Julia Roberts' like best friend who's like a prostitute. She's a tart with a heart, basically.
Yeah.
And we just
Kind of like us.
yeah, well, you know. And we just thought it was a funny name, and I don't know, it just kind of stuck. It's not really to be thought about too deeply. But
I mean, I like the name. It's strong. Let me just say that.
strong name.
That's good.
Yeah.
It's called Biceps, you know. So
Yeah.
kind of like bands with names that are very bicepy. Okay, so without further ado, let's get to the news highlights.
Yeah.
First bursting onto the scene as that suspenders-sporting alien in Mork and Mindy. He was the Oscar-winning actor and star that made us smile too many times to count.
Good morning, Vietnam!
Robin Williams died today at 63 of an apparent suicide, according to the Marin County Sheriff Department. A representative saying, quote, Robin Williams passed away this morning. He has been battling severe depression of late. This is a tragic and sudden loss. The family respectfully asks for their privacy as they grieve during this very difficult time.
Right. Okay, our first news highlight isn't part of our usual funny pieces that we usually feature, but it does.
Really?
Yes, but it does involve funny man genius Robin Williams
Okay.
and his shocking death last month, which lifted the curtain on everything about mental illness, depression, and suicide. Yeah, we're getting a little bit serious here.
Yeah, it's too serious though. This is.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I miss him though. I don't know. For me, it's like I haven't really caught up with him since like the 90s. I think it's such a big thing for me in the 90s. Like I watched all his films: Mrs. Doubtfire, Dead Poets Society, Good Will Hunting. I mean, I grew up on those films, but then I confess that I kind of forgot about him.
He was, in a way, he was off the radar,
Yeah.
I think, the last few years, because I think he was going through a lot of, from my understanding of what I read, is that he was going through a lot of emotional problems. But I just wanted to get everyone's thoughts about, what do you guys think? Like, I mean, being in a band as well, you're also in the public spotlight, right? What do you guys
not
think
to the
about-
degree.
No, yeah.
Williams was.
Yeah, but I mean, what do you guys think about that whole media exposure about about how they covered his death, and do you think they went a little bit too far with the release of all those gory details about his death?
I think it's to be expected, right? That's just like kind of what they do these days.
Personally, I think it's too far though. I mean, I don't know if we all need to know, every detail. But the whole, it's such a strange thing, isn't it, now with social media? Like the mass mourning of somebody.
Yeah.
And everybody has, an opinion, and they feel the need to, express that opinion in their status updates. It's just so bizarre.
I find that bizarre too, because I don't know. I mean, I grew up in an age where there wasn't Facebook and all this stuff, and if somebody died, we just kind of talked about it amongst our friends, and then
exactly, or have a private thought about it rather than everyone has to state something. It's really strange.
Yeah, I
It's
think
like as soon as someone dies, it's like R.I.P. so and so, R.I.P. Your feed is just all that. And it's so strange.
Yeah. Yeah,
But-
I agree.
I feel like it creates a culture where that if you don't write that, people are worried that
That you don't care.
That you don't care. That
Yeah.
it looks like you don't care, and that did cross my mind. It's like, do we do an RIP?
Do we need to acknowledge this publicly?
yeah.
Yeah.
It's strange. I mean, I personally don't think you need to. I think, if it's affecting you, you have like a private thought about it.
Mm-hmm.
You don't need to always like say something about it. It's just strange. It's such a strange phenomenon. This social media mass mourning.
I don't know if you guys heard about the current Ice Bucket Challenge,
Yeah,
to bring awareness to ALS.
sure. Yeah,
I still don't get it. I don't know why it's an Ice Bucket Challenge. Can somebody just tell me why it's Ice Bucket Challenge?
I don't get
don't
it
get
either.
it.
Because if you look at the rules, if you do the challenge, then you technically
not donating.
you don't have to donate.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's strange, but I mean,
So are we to presume that every celebrity is doing it, but
They don't have money to donate to the cause.
or are they donating on the side and doing the challenge for
I presume
exposure?
they are donating. I'd like to think they are. If they're
But
going to
isn't that that's the rules though? Like either donate
I think
Or do the
Okay.
Ice Bucket Challenge,
Yeah.
right?
$100
Yeah.
or do the ice bucket challenge. But I've seen more
ice bucket
more
challenge.
ice bucket challenges
I know.
than people going.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm
I'd rather
logging on
donate to
and
be, yeah.
donating right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's bizarre. And I think this whole viral thing, like Robin Williams' death, it all goes along the same lines. This whole social media thing, I find it's like everybody has to jump on the bandwagon because everybody feels like if they don't do it, then they don't care enough or they didn't feel enough for someone who dies. It's like as if we all feel that social media is a place where we are now going to show our humanity. And and it's so strange. We rather show it online than offline than in person.
Exactly.
But I think for me, I feel that it's just another medium. But public
true.
mourning has been around for ages. Like, the Mayans, the Egyptians, they built all those like gigantic monuments.
Yeah,
And
that's
the-
a good point. Yeah.
Yeah, and then you have your like I think when Victor Hugo he passed away, there were like thousands of people in Paris, like like mourning his death. I mean, he was such a great literary figure.
But-
and
but
then
you see,
in Britain, there's
yeah.
also the Princess Diana's death in 1997. That was. It's a huge thing. Even
Yeah.
on our side of the world, we are like bombarded with news as well.
It's true, but it was a different thing. Like I remember when Princess Diana, like when everyone heard about her death, I felt like everybody actually talked to each other about
Yeah.
the death, and I don't know. It was a very different thing from Robin Williams. I mean, I do respect Robin Williams, but I feel that there's a bit of a there's not much emotional quotient. Oh, I hate to use the word iconic, but there was something. It's like Marilyn Monroe when she died, right? People still remember it today.
yeah.
I mean, the longevity of it isn't there.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's the problem with the 3-second attention span that we've got
Yeah.
at the moment, which is kind of the cause from social media. You don't click on anything unless it's got like a clickbait style,
Yeah.
Yeah.
headline, or we only want our news in 140 characters.
Yeah. This is too sad. Okay, let's move on.
I thought this was a comedy show, guys.
Why are we talking about all this morbid stuff? Okay,
Yeah.
cut.
Too much death. Too much death.
We are the only ones, just like a loaded gun. There's magic in the dark. Oh, I can feel your spark.
And our second news highlight is another shocking expose on Michael Jackson, who is now being
Oh, what's new?
yeah, well, the usual. You get this like news like that every year where there's always something shocking about him. So, but now he's now being posthumously being sued in court again over more child molestation charges. He is a very busy guy. But more than that, he is now being accused by his former Neverland housekeepers that he was a dirty, unsanitary celebrity as well.
Shocking! Absolutely totally shocking. I don't know. To me, I don't. Okay.
Okay,
you
I
know
mean, I
what?
have my
I'm a
dirty,
fan.
I have my dirty laundry, but I don't know. We all,
I'm a dirty, unsanitary person myself, so
yeah, the dishes in the dishwasher, in the
that's
sink.
probably why I'm
Yeah.
a Michael Jackson fan. Yeah. But I always say, like, hey, if you are a celebrity and you are in your own house, and you know, if you're a regular person, you're in your own house, who cares?
But didn't he walk around peeing wherever he wanted to?
Well, I mean, this is
I
allegedly.
heard- yeah. Yes.
Allegedly.
I think this,
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
I don't think anyone's ever going to get to the bottom of this. It's just, you know, sadly, when there's a massive estate of wealth,
Yeah.
then there's always money to be made and stories to be sold. And, you know, it's most likely not true, but who knows? He was a curious character.
Yeah.
I think it's just an abomination. I don't know, to his spirit, to who he was as a musician. Because I never took all these stories seriously. I just like, okay, whatever, you know, he's a musician.
Yeah.
He's talented, and we have all seen that. And to me, it doesn't really matter what he does in his house. Whether, you know, he allows his chimpanzees or his animals to pee wherever they want to pee, you know. Maybe he was just bonding with his friends, with his animal friends.
He's just marking his territory.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know, what's wrong with that?
Anyway, but they're your relatives as well, Francis, so you're buyers.
Oh yeah, they
chimpanzees.
are my relatives, yeah.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Michael Jackson.
Yeah. You know, if I was Michael Jackson's relative, I wouldn't be sitting here right now.
You got a stake in that
I
estate.
would either be in court or marking my territory.
You're educated, you think too much, but what you're missing is a lesson in love. I'll tell you what you needed. I'll tell you what, you need a lesson in love. I'll tell you what you needed. I'll tell you what, you need a lesson in love.
Okay, guys, so if you've just joined us, we are on the radio with DeLuca, who are now locked in their recording studio.
Ooh.
And while our locksmith gets to them, let's find out more about them and their latest record, Bonds. So, my first question is, recording the Bonds EP compared to previous albums, what became better about the whole process and what became harder, do you think?
It wasn't very hard, I don't think.
No, it's fun.
It's quite enjoyable.
Yeah.
It was. I think it was partly because we were here in LA and we've been enjoying living here, and we were working with Tim Pagnotta, who's hilarious and just a joy to work with.
Yeah, he made the whole process just, you know, really fun, and he's just a really nice and like just naturally funny
Yeah.
type of guy, and it's just really easy to record.
First of all, you guys moved from UK and then to America. You know, how does that affect your songwriting and your, you know, the whole songwriting process? Is it different when you're in England? Because you know a lot of UK bands, right? And I hate to stereotype and say this, but you know, there's a lot of UK bands, they write about gloomy stuff. You know, right? Everyone's like writing shoegazing music because, you know, life is just like that, right? In
It's the weather.
and
yeah.
everyone's just so sarcastic. It's just England, right? And then you come to America,
Yeah.
and America is slightly ditzy.
And high on sugar.
How has that affected you guys personally and as musicians?
I think when we moved to New York, unbeknownst to us, we were writing a very sort of agitated, claustrophobic sounding record. And it wasn't until we'd sort of finished Bonds EP, we moved to LA, and it looked like a completely different sort of, you know, outlook on everything. It was a lot. It's kind of like more sort of soaring, a lot happier, a lot kind of upbeat,
Yeah.
a lot kind of more space in the record, and
Yeah.
it's kind of funny to realise that your environment is like affecting your songwriting in that way.
Yeah.
But it was, you know.
Yeah, it really did.
Because there's a lot more cohesiveness I felt in this particular EP in Bonds than the last release, because
Right.
I mean every track in the last release was like it was still electro pop, but it was you know, there was so many different styles.
Sure, yeah.
And this one has a little bit it feels more cohesive in that sense, Bonds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It feels like it's, you know, you guys went out on a road trip and were inspired by
The surroundings.
blue skies, Arizona blue skies, or
It's. I mean, that's pretty much what happened.
Yeah, it's kind of like cliche.
Cliche,
Go
yeah.
to LA and write sort of more of a laid back record, but you know that is what happened, and I think the genre hopping is something that we've kind of always done. We don't really like. We're not like. I'm not like a massive fan of like just one particular band or one particular genre. So I think that's always been reflected in the fact that we'll be like, oh, you know, let's write a rock and roll song, or let's write something that's kind of more disco-y, or let's write something that's heavily electro. You know, that they're our interests, and that's what.
And they're always interchanging, and
Yeah.
I feel like they always will be. But I guess on Bonds we kind of.
Well, we consolidated like the theme a bit more.
Yeah.
I think
And what's your favorite track on this EP for each of you?
probably Dead of Night. I think.
I love Dead of Night. I don't know. I like all of them. It's really just.
I like.
Just
I
being
like
honest.
Home.
I think Homes was a good turning point for us when we wrote it. We were like, oh, because it felt like we'd really written a tune, a big anthemic tune.
So let me go home,
I kind of like the track, the American Skies.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I like
That's
that track. Yeah, and yeah,
Cool.
just made me feel like, you know, imagine like I was on a desert road trip. Yeah, with Raven, and then, you know, pushing her out of the car.
Gosh.
No, I'm just kidding. But I felt like the song "The Only Ones" there was a lot of assertiveness behind
Right.
that particular track. Is there a story behind it?
It's funny that you say that, because actually that song we wrote in the studio when we were having a bit of a meltdown, and we were like really self-doubting like everything that we were doing, and like really hypercritical, because you can get into those sort of like black holes when you're in the studio. And but whilst we were writing it, Tim Pagnotta actually came in, and he was like, oh my god, this is awesome, you guys like carry on with this song, and he really inspired us to like finish it.
Yeah.
And it became a bit of a kind of note to self, to kind of believe in yourself.
we are the only ones, just like a loaded gun.
Just one thing I noticed, right? Okay, it's probably a bit minor, but it's one trend that seems to run through your albums. Like, you guys like to talk about the night.
What's going on with that?
There's always something about night and sleeping. Even in this album where it's more optimistic, and there's a night song.
Oh right, I guess we do.
Yeah, the first song I remember hearing from you guys was "Sleep Is Impossible." And it's from an album called "Broken Sleeping Patterns."
There is a night song. I didn't notice that. Mm.
And then the next album is called "You Are the Night," and now you have another.
There's so much of nocturnal themes running in the DNA of the band.
Oh,
Well-
that's true. I've never really noticed that, but
Yeah, you're nocturnal.
I guess so.
Well, I think that's the nature of being in a band or being a creative. Like a lot of, you know, when we were like designing album covers or working on songs, a lot of that stuff takes place, you know, between 1 and 3 a.m. It's
Also, it's the sort of, things that keep you awake at night are the kind of like inspirations for songs, and I think that's kind of where that comes from too.
Oh, come on, pick up, we're fading like a blackout. So let's just turn the lights out. Blackout.
So have you guys picked up surfing or
No, we're not that sporty.
have you guys abandoned the
No, I was just
definitely not.
I was just tweeting about tea.
Yeah.
Or Jaffa cakes.
yeah?
I miss all the snacks.
And me, I do miss like English food for sure.
But I definitely
Still like a good cup
stock
of
up
tea.
on my Tetley tea.
Oh yeah.
So how American would you consider yourself?
I think we've picked up a few words. We like to say rad an awful lot
So rad.
Red.
and stoked. We just find it hilarious as well. We catch ourselves
Yeah,
saying
well,
it.
they're kind of tongue in cheek.
Yeah.
They're like very self-knowing.
Yeah, but it's just funny when we like catch ourselves saying it.
Yeah. And how do American people react to you and react to DeLuca as a band and your music?
Well,
Yeah, pretty good. I think there's something exotic to them about us being English, which is pretty hilarious. And I think
depends how
all
travelled they
I
are,
also
really.
think that they think we're really posh, which we're not.
You guys started this band since like 2004. It's like a 10-year anniversary. So how do you guys feel about
Being together, yeah.
being on the road for 10 years?
Oh, we feel pretty old. No. I don't know. It doesn't feel like it. It's weird. I guess we've always done this, so it just feels like we don't know any different.
yeah, it's just a natural continuation, I think.
You mentioned just now that you're going on tour in mid-September. So what are you looking forward to on the tour?
I was just playing some really good shows,
Yeah.
getting out, playing the EP to people, playing old songs and new songs, and just exposing people to the band that haven't heard us before.
And which cities will you be dropping into like next? Just West Coast cities for now?
I think to start with, yeah, just West
Yeah.
Coast. But hopefully, we'll be going everywhere at some point.
Yeah, you guys should come to Asia, you know?
I know,
Yeah.
we'd love
Yeah.
to.
Yeah, you have to come here and play a gig, you know? Raven will sell your tickets.
I'll sell your tickets and merchandise. Yeah, your merch.
Like a scalper.
Your ticket out
Yeah.
for inflated price.
Yes.
Yeah, and I'll keep 20% for myself. Yeah,
Oh my god, I start to panic. I start to panic. This is not the way I planned it. It is a shock to the system. This is not week for 6 and I'm resisting. Oh my god.
And it's time to have some live music here on Tirad as DeLuca performs Date of Night from their latest EP Bonds, which is available on iTunes right now.
Yeah. Woohoo. So, okay, guys, can we sing along? I mean, I found some
Sure,
lyrics,
go
so
for it.
Are they the right lyrics?
I hope
Yeah,
I hope the right. Yeah, I hope they're the right. Well, it says DeLuca Dead of Night, so
it's not right in the middle of the morning or coffee in the morning.
that's
Yeah.
right. We'll wing it. Okay.
Here we go.
Okay, well, we'll give it a go.
Yeah.
We've only got one guitar.
Yeah.
Locked in the studio.
Yeah.
Okay.
Alright, ready?
Yeah. All right then. One more time. We'll just do this short intro as you haven't got the other guitar.
Okay, sure.
Okay.
Yeah. So,
All right. Let's
that's
go
my
again.
fault. Here we go again. It's been 3 days, haven't heard a word. It doesn't hurt you like it hurts me. And it's plain to see, you're like an ache in me. I can't forget things like I used to. And the sun sets in sky. When you're looking at the ground, you're not looking at my eyes. In the dead of night, we make mistakes. We push each other till we break down. Every ragged word of love and hate, deep down we know it's not over, not over. Oh, 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 Yeah, but shake it off. Now don't know.
Hey, what's happening? What's happening? Hey, wait, how come I can't hear them anymore?
Oh my goodness,
Hello?
it's that damn static again.
Hello?
Hello,
Hello?
DeLuca?
Hello?
DeLuca! Where are you?
Hello?
Oh my god, what's happening? I think, you know what? I think, Raven, we lost him. Oh gosh, I gotta keep banging on this radio.
Your radio's lousy lah.
But it was a good song,
Yeah,
wasn't
it
it?
is, but
Really enjoyed actually listening to them
yeah,
live.
but they are gone. So what should we do? Why does
I
it
know.
always happen? Why does it always happen to people we like?
I don't know, it never happens with the haters.
To the left, people. Move to the left.
Anyway, the locksmith should be there real soon to get them out of the recording studio. Okay, meanwhile, I'm going to get my ass off to McDonald's to eat a dead chicken burger.
Really? Yikes.
Yeah, if I'm lucky, there'll be feathers on it and it'll be clucking.
Make sure it doesn't have like SARS or something, you know.
SARS? Chicken with SARS?
Or maybe it could be.
Hello, wasn't it supposed to be
Or
bird
maybe,
flu?
like the case where in China where they have that where the nuggets is like from date meat.
I
you
don't
know,
know,
you might wanna
man. With all
check
this
your
Ebola
chicken.
going around, I might
know?
have to check my burger and make sure that it's not, contaminated. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Well, I could go there too. Maybe I could get a milkshake.
Yeah, could be. Anyway, yeah. Are you coming or are you gonna stall here? I'm leaving. Ciao.
Okay,
Okay.
fine.
Hey,
I'll join you.
wait a
I'll
minute.
get there.
Why is the front door locked?
I don't know. Shit. Don't tell me we are stuck here. Too.
Oh man,
That's
just
hard.
great,
No.
just great. Don't tell me we're locked in too. Got the keys, Raven?
Yeah, but it's locked from the outside. So some idiot locked us in.
Ah! Mother liquors! Help! Help! We're locked in!
What a bummer this is! And I so wanted some tea. Without milk.
We're going to die in here. Die! Damn it! And while we do that, thanks for listening, folks.
That's right! It's been a fun episode with DeLuca, whose EP Bonds is already released and on sale on iTunes. Go check the album out. It's really a good listen. For more information on the band, head down to deluca.com.
And if you enjoyed this episode of Tomboy T-Rod, don't forget to subscribe to the show on iTunes and Stitcher and give us feedback. We've also got a great website with everything you want to read about being a tomboy in today's world. Check it out at www.tomboy-tots.com.
And if you just want to connect with us outside of the show, we are also on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and Tumblr. Just type Tomboy Tots.
Yes, and if you have any inquiries about advertising, collaborating, or appearing on this podcast or our blog, drop us an email at tomboy.tots@gmail.com. Cause we are everywhere. So until we see you in the next 2 weeks, we'd like to say ciao and adios, amigos.
It's been 3 days, haven't heard a word. It doesn't hurt you like it hurts me, and it's plain to see that I can. So